Now, the African penguin's on course to become extinct in the wild by 2035, according to conservationists. A group's taking the South African government to court over what they say is a failure to adequately protect the species. The penguin population has reduced by 99% in the last century, but wildlife experts hope their legal action might still save the birds. From South Africa, here's Jenny Hill.
Theirs is a story of survival, clinging on in a hostile environment. But every year there are fewer African penguins. Soon there may be none at all. Life on Africa's southern tip is precarious. There are predators, seals and gulls. But the real enemy is human, wrecking their habitat and taking their food.
So you can see this one near the water is quite skinny.
Now conservationists are taking the South African government to court. Precious time left, they say, to save the penguins.
If the current rates of decline persist into the near future, we could see the extinction of the species within our lifetime by 2035. So this situation is extremely urgent.
So it happens when they're very emaciated. Then you can start with fish or food after 24 hours.
Hunger haunts the last remaining colonies. Only so much local shelters can do. The birds need sardines and anchovies, but the fishing industry wants them too. South Africa's entering untested legal waters. Fishermen are already banned from some areas. Conservationists want the courts to close off more. In the harbours here, fury. It'll cost, workers warn, money and jobs, and it won't help the penguins.
We're a fraction of the problem. Well, there's predation, seals, sharks. We've got oil and gas exploration, noise pollution.
It's going to be a little bit bumpy, but...
Watching the case, a man who's spent decades monitoring the wildlife here. Wilfred manages one of the island colonies. Penguin numbers can still recover, he believes, but it's down to people now.
If government, fisheries and all the NGOs play their part, I think they've got a good future. We can overcome what's happening at the moment.
And what if they can't agree?
Then the penguins will suffer.
You really get a sense of their vulnerability. Many of the penguins in this colony are protecting eggs. They're waiting to raise their young. And yet ultimately, their fate lies in human hands. The South African government won't yet comment on the case, and legal action can take a long time. Already too late, some fear, for Africa's dying breed. Jenny Hill, BBC News, the Western Cape.